As an entrepreneur, you always need to have a 360 view of things that are happening around you. And I've always known that local enterprise authority is a factor in terms of enterprise development and growth. I'm the executive director of Vitamins Foods, based in Pilani for the time being. I am a businessman and an ex-corporate person. I've been in the sphere of entrepreneurship and business for the past 7 to 8 years. That's who I am in a nutshell. I'm a family man, I'm a son. I believe that Botswana and Botswana can do it. We just need to be able to understand the power of sacrifice. Vitamins Foods is a food production or manufacturing business that was started solely to ensure that the agricultural value chain has a custodian in a company that specializes in ensuring that those involved in the first level agricultural produce are represented from a commercial platform perspective. And we have started with beef production. Lea helped out a lot in terms of one, ensuring that we have a space that is commensurate with, food production. As you know, food production is a very sensitive area. So the first thing that they did was avail to us a food scientist who we worked with in terms of, processes, in terms of, how we produce and the production avenues. We've done a lot of work with that. I remember even at some point they brought in an expert from a Nestle in Germany just to come and, try and put things together in terms of how we produce our foods. We went for a plethora of trainings, both myself, my shareholder staff. There's been business management training, proposal writing, there's been sales and marketing, there has been so many different trainings in many different forums. And I must also say the biggest work has been facilitating market access alongside the likes of BITC and all the other people that we worked with. This market access actually ensured that we land our very first huge client, Biltong client, the one client that consumes more Biltong than anybody in this country put together, which is the airline, Air Botswana. And you must know that Air Botswana is a huge client, a sensitive client in that you have to think about aviation security. You have to think about, the risks that they take in terms of, your food poisonings and all those things. So coming with government, the force of government through LEA behind us enabled Air Botswana to have, a bit of comfort in that, we would be able to deliver to a client the magnitude of Air Botswana. And we've been at that contract for almost 6 years now. As I speak to you, I've been to the first ever African-China trade in Changsha, China, where it was sponsored by LEA, for us to go and test the market out there, where for the first time in our lives, we've seen, huge uptake in an exhibition of our product. We are currently in the journey to attain FSSC 22000 food certification, which is an ISO-related certification, which is a much higher than HACCP, but obviously basing on, your HACCP and all of those things. And that has been sponsored by LEA in conjunction with USAID through CertiHub. I must say, as an entrepreneur, you always have to be leading these things. So I'm fortunate enough to lead for what we want, and I'm fortunate enough to have LEA listening to the things that we need, and they come on board. It's a tough journey, we work together. We actually have attained the first ever first phase of FCC 22,000 accreditation. We passed that stage, and that actually means they believe that we've got proper food systems in place in terms of documentation and the basic level of your infrastructural investments and all of that. We need to get into the second phase, which requires a lot of money, infrastructural adjustments, which we have done in terms of now having graduated from the LEA incubation program to this facility that you see here. This facility was a dilapidated warehouse that we've put in almost all the revenue that we got in there. And that has obviously caused a lot of issues in terms of cash flow and all of that. So we are grateful to LEA for not just being a parastatal, but I view them as a business partner. There's been so many different things that need to happen, but only those happen if you're an entrepreneur that's determined to really use their services. So we are, through being anchored by LEA, there's a lot of things, positive things that come. We actually have a 2,500 square meter land that's been availed to us by Botswana Investment and Technology Center, BITC. Just 100 meters from here, we are going to be building a multi-food production factory that is going to be the flagship of this country's agricultural value chain. And that is going to produce a lot of products that you see on the shelves now that are coming from outside. So that's where we are. We would like to be in a position where we are an employer of choice. We would like to move into other districts so that we can also be part of the local procurement schemes and directives that have been given by the president of this country and government. And we are currently working with the Botswana Stock Exchange as well on the CPD program, development program for SMMEs like ourselves to list in the stock exchange. And we are 80% done in terms of going there for capital raising. So local enterprise authorities there for the taking, Bahaitsu. They are here for Botswana. They are here for entrepreneurs and enterprises that are serious. They are here to help those who are willing to take the lead in terms of ensuring that we get this country of ours to great platforms. So go to LEA offices, talk to them, engage them. They are willing to help. So I would say LEA is a businessman or entrepreneur's best friend.